Attention all viewers, the program you are about to watch, Searching for Sasquatch, is for entertainment purposes. Accounts described by guests are claimed to be true and accurate. Some names have been changed to protect individual privacy. Jason Kenzie is an expert animal adventurer with 25 years of field experience. Caution and companionship is advised for all who venture into the deep forest or backcountry.
Look at that. That looks scary as hell. I heard something. I'm telling you, it's so easy to get lost in the forest. The jungles are worse. So, what's your thoughts?
We're lost.
Before I began my investigations into the lure of Bigfoot, I traveled the world meeting people who live with the most amazing animals. The dynamics that surround these forest giants is very complex.
Wow, this is so cool.
As a skeptic, I'm on a mission, an adventure of a lifetime, to find evidence that if these Bigfoot creatures are real, I can once and for all put my doubts aside and share with the world that that sound of that simple crack in the forest may not just be a chipmunk. My name is Jason Kenzie. These are my chronicles into searching for Sasquatch.
I hear something. Oh shit, I saw it. I saw it.
Experts now believe that there are 1.6 million animal, insect, and plant species on our planet. However, some experts believe there could be as many as 100 million. So with that said, if you did the worst case scenario math equation, the rate of species being wiped off our planet could be 273 a day. In 2023, 11 new species of animals were discovered on our planet in tropical climates like the Everglades. Here, a number of invasive animals have been accidentally introduced. The monkeys known as rhesus macaques, the Burmese python, the giant African snail, the green iguana, the Cuban tree frog, the giant cane toad, and the 500,000 feral pigs that run wild. And, believe it or not, the dreaded Nile crocodile. These animals all call Florida swamps home. Hey, that's me! You're probably wondering why I'm diving into this lake where it's cold. I am looking for tadpoles of the western toad. They're very rare. I'm here in the mountains of British Columbia with my buddy Graham, and we're searching for evidence of Bigfoot. And I'm wondering on the diet of these cryptids that maybe they eat these toads. And right now it is the migration of these western toads. So there should be thousands of them hopping around.
Sasquatch.
It's an X in the ground.
It's a small Sasquatch. So I'm with my buddy Graham right now, and we're just walking around, just looking for any evidence of Sasquatch. Tell me, do you believe in Sasquatch?
Oh, yes.
You lie. Do you really believe in Sasquatch?
I'd believe it if I saw him, personally.
So do you think there could be a Sasquatch running around in these woods? Anywhere?
If I saw him, yes.
So you do believe in him?
No.
Well, you know, tonight is going to be a lot of fun because Graham and I are going to go after these toads.
AKA Bigfoot.
No, but there is thousands of these little tiny toads jumping around. It's pretty amazing.
Oh
my gosh.
And, you can gonna get way better.
Look at them all. Oh, I wish I could show you guys this.
Look at, no, go in there, dude. Go in there.
Holy cow. Look at that, dude. Wow, gosh. There it is. You show it on to me. Oh. Oh my God. Look at them all. It's hard. I don't want to crush them. You see?
I see three frogs in my hand.
Oh,
Two. 1. 0.
Before you criticize me on whether a 900-pound creature would be able to survive eating such tiny amphibians, don't forget that bears weighing hundreds of pounds eat tiny berries. Massive whales eat tiny plankton, and the world's largest land mammal, an elephant, eats leaves. I just don't know if there's enough of these tiny toads for a large family of Bigfoots to survive on.
Well, you know what? I think we should get back to camp. Wait till nightfall. Then we're going to come out to have some fun. You stink like Sasquatch. Graham and I, we are going a little bit deeper into the forest. We heard some noises up here. I'm trying to figure out if it's a bird, but something is moaning back here. Wow, this is cool.
Neat.
It would make a great home for like a fox or something, but obviously this is definitely human-made. Obviously this is put together by machines. It is cool though. Oh, so I'm just looking at that thing there. I don't know. Yeah, it's a log.
This is where we were hearing that noise. That loud moaning.
Or whatever it was. This is where we heard like yelling or something.
Let's go in here. This looks good.
As Graham and I trek through this dense underbrush of the forest, looking for any signs of these creatures, what we found next would put us on high alert.
Hey Graham, wait up.
What's this? Oh, looks like bear activity. Rotten log moved and
There's definitely bear.
there's a bunch of termite sawdust. It's a couple days old.
The legendary creature known as a bear has been seen in the area being very aggressive. Lucky for me, I'm with the toughest guy I know, Mickey. Damn it! Lucky for me, I'm with the 14th toughest guy I know. Sorry, Graham. As Graham and I headed back to camp to turn in for the night, we kept finding adult western toads everywhere. And even though we didn't find any evidence of these Bigfoot creatures, this was still a fun night with my friend Graham. I just know tomorrow will be even funner. The next morning, we headed out into the forest to do some more exploring.
Oh. No, it isn't. But I'm definitely going to think that it's made by humans.
Oh, look, an axe. I'll get you in here.
When we got down to the water, I was amazed at all the tadpoles there were.
These are tadpoles. Thousands and thousands of tadpoles. And they are great to eat.
Go.
My time here is over, and even though I'm going to miss my friend, I'm headed to the airport to fly to Florida. I was meeting up with Chad Datema. We're going to hunt for any evidence of Skunk Ape. We've made it to Florida, and we are heading to the campground that we're going to be staying at. We're also going to be meeting Len. What's Len's last name? Parsons. She is a wildlife photographer out here. She's also a medic. She also used to be military.
She's a veteran, yeah.
This is going to be a fun trip. I am once again very happy that you guys are going to come along on this Bigfoot adventure. Okay, so we made it to base camp, and it is pouring rain. Like, it is coming down. Cats and dogs, and maybe a possible Bigfoot had fallen down. A couple of them. Yeah, it is raining hard. Check this out. What's the game plan, Chad?
I don't know.
It is supposed to pour rain till about 8 p.m. and it is now 3 o'clock. So possibly we might actually head over to Lynn's fish camp. Wait, will it be raining there too?
It'll give us an hour.
Well, here on this right now, it's saying it's gonna get done with that cold front.
Why don't we just follow her to fish camp?
Why don't you go talk to her?
That's what I'm going to do. Now it's slowed down a little bit.
It's just no shower.
So Chad has taken up swimming because it's raining that hard. Well, you know what they say in Florida. I say I have no idea what they say in Florida. Now we're heading to Lynn's fish camp. 2 hours away. She's had some strange activity out there. Right, Chad? Sherri? Say she doesn't know 100% if there's Bigfoots there. We're going to just find out if Skunk Ape is there. Okay, so we just got to Lynn's fish camp, right?
Hi, my name's Chad Datema. I'm a Bigfoot researcher of over 20 years.
Hi, I'm Sherri, Barcia, and I've been a Bigfoot researcher for about 9 years.
And where are we?
We are in the Everglades,
And we have teamed up with Jason Kenzie, and we're searching for the Skunk Ape.
which is basically a Bigfoot with 4 toes.
Pretty much. I have no idea why they have 4 toes.
So maybe the swamp.
Maybe the swamp.
They have to have
They all
different
shoot
footing.
off 1 toe.
No, they have to have different footing for the wet
They probably have
ground.
webbing too, so they don't
Sherri,
sink.
can you tell me your scariest encounter that you've had with Bigfoot?
The scariest. My daughter and I were driving down the road. It was in October, end of September, and it's through the woods, so you want to go. We were going like 40, 45 because you hit a deer. And we're talking, and I'm looking for a deer at the side of the road. My daughter's facing that way. And we see on the side of the road this big, hairy man. He was bent over, and he was just froze. He did not move. His side profile, and he didn't move. And we were driving past, and I stopped the car, and we said to each other, "Did you see that?" Yeah, and I backed up right away, and it was gone.
Cool. You want to tell me a crazy Bigfoot encounter that you had?
I've had lots of them. Which one do you want to hear?
That was perfect. Okay, cut.
The craziest one.
Don't you worry, Chad. We're going to be coming back to you. We just have some exploring to do. Got water over here. No alligators though that I see, but I'm going to look. I'm not feeling any strange, creepy energy here.
Right across from us, there is hundreds and hundreds of acres of forest. So this will be something interesting to check out during the day and see if we maybe camp down there. We just have to get across this little river.
I truly believe there are no monsters here.
Kayak.
I think it's time to get out of here.
We were in Waterloo, Michigan, and I was with David Dominique, and we were with Gabe Heiss, and he had a female friend with him, and we went out hiking back out of the farm of a very large property that's had sightings on it. And it was like recent, like within 2 weeks, a guy saw one jump out of a tree. So what my idea was to go around this cornfield along this wood swamp line and not go where the sighting was, but Gabe wanted to go up where that sighting was. So Dave and I split off. Gabe and that girl went the other way. We get around to the corner and you just get this sense, sorry the smoke, you get this sense of like being watched. And I turned on my flashlight and I just happened to point right where I was being watched. And there's two like yellow eyes. They glow yellow, gold yellow, with the lights in them. That's what I see. And they peeked behind a tree, and so I said, Dave, man, there's one right there. It's behind the tree. They were like 8-9 feet up, easily. And I got my light on there, and Dave's watching. And all of a sudden, it peeks back out again. And it went back, and then it peeked out again like 3 times. Then it stepped out sideways. Then I could see its silhouette, but it didn't hardly make a noise when it took off running through the woods, and it went into a swamp. And we pursued it, and we got to the edge of the swamp. We couldn't go any further, and we shined in there, and there it was again, staring at us, and it turned around and ran off. I don't know, I can't, 100, it was night.
I'm pretty sure it was attacked by an alligator and it bit off one of the toes, and now it's a skunk ape.
Oh, could be.
Might be.
So now it's moved down to Florida,
Yep.
from Michigan, to be with the rest of the skunk apes. The next morning, we drive to a place called the Devil's Hammock. This place is a wildlife management area, roughly 7,000 acres in central Levy County, along the Wakasasa River and Otter Creek. This pine and cypress forest is home to a large population of wild turkey, white-tailed deer, and the invasive wild hogs. There have been numerous reports of large hairy creatures walking upright. We are here to look around and to place tree cams, hoping to capture any evidence of the wildlife here. And of course, the elusive skunk ape.
Very squatchy out here, guys. Good news, if we ever get out of here, dinner will be ready when we get back.
Yeah, well, except, if we don't get back, we are the dinner.
So we're basically just looking around for, hey, look, a giant axe. See, even in Florida you can find axes. Of course, it's probably just tree fall. Well, this is definitely an axe.
Jason, come over here. Check this out.
Not saying it's made by a big hairy creature, but it's unique. And there's another one right over here. Oh wow, look at that.
Nothing fell on. Yeah, this tree is alive. We need to do it
Are you guys seeing this?
There's an axe over here. A fallen one. Yeah.
Look at that. Nothing. Boom, boom, boom. And then another one put over top of it. And there's an arch over there.
But nothing fell on that. And
Okay, so this is definitely either man-made, definitely not nature at all.
and all the sticks stacked on that log. Just stacked on.
I mean, not saying people don't hoax this stuff, right? You know, there's a tree break here. Oh, what's wrong with the tree break?
So this is interesting. This is exactly what I've seen at many other places around North America. There is a tree that's bent over and another one on top of it. Okay, as you can see, this is holding it down. Now, obviously maybe it fell on it. It could be it. Now there's one thing I've always wanted to do, and this is a perfect time for me to do it. It might piss off these hairy beasts, but I'm going to destroy it and see what happens. As I am destroying this tree structure, I'm thinking to myself, what if this was truly made by one of these skunk ape creatures? Chad and I are planning on coming back later to look around at night. All right, this is my territory. Now I'm just gonna pee on it. Just kidding. Let's see what happens. See if maybe this was a symbol for them to do something, right? But, so Sherri did it. Sherri paid me to do it, right? The cute redhead over there, and he did it too. As daytime was moving quickly into nighttime, we put up a few tree cams and headed back to camp to prepare for our nighttime hunt. Okay, come on, let's go. They're gonna lock the gate. Come on! Once back at camp, Chad and I decided to go for a walk in the forest behind our camp. I was surprised by all the wildlife here. My luck, I'd walk into one of those golden silk spiders, or the locals call them banana spiders, because the body is the shape and the color of an apple. These spiders spin one of the strongest webs around, and if you walk into one, no matter how fast you're walking, you will come to a complete stop. These webs have been known to trap birds, bats, and even mice. As we searched the darkness for any prints, it took me a minute to realize that Chad wasn't behind me. He had stopped to check out what he thought could have been left behind by one of these creatures of lore. Now, I'm not saying that this is skunk ape hair. What I can say, it sure isn't a strand of webbing from a spider's ass. You really see it against your shirt, because it's white on black or whatever it is. But it's so high up though. How tall are you?
6'8".
Is up here. So that's not from a deer, and not from a bear. And just as we were focusing on finding more of these possible skunk ape hair, a loud snap came from the darkness. Could this be the monstrous creature we came here to find? Watching us and thinking, why are these naked creatures prodding and playing with my hair? Chad, there's something right there. What is that? Chad, look. It's an armadillo. It's an armadillo. It's an armadillo. Armadillo. Oh my God, those things go pretty fast. Huh. It was so cute. I've been having so much fun out here with Chad in the Florida swamps. It's unbelievable how many wild animals are out here running around. And the armadillos are so adorable. See? Look at this. They roll up into a ball. I mean, look at these things. An interesting fact about these armadillos. It says here they do not make good pets. Interesting.
You should never get bit by one, common sense. And also you should never touch a wild armadillo because they carry leprosy. See, the one thing about looking for, an 8-foot, 900-pound hairy man in these jungles is there's so many other animals out here, right, that's making noise. You can hear them moving. I mean, the whole documentary is like, what's that over there? What's that over there? Look over there! Oh my God! Wow! Over there! Look, 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 look! Right? Because there's animals everywhere here. Critters. As we move slowly through the bushes, we do find some tree breaks. It's late, and with no established evidence found, we depart back to camp. Tomorrow is going to be a long drive. So now it is the end of night 3, and we found some tree X's. There is a lot of critters here. We've seen so many armadillos. It's probably the same one, but still, we see them every other, hour. And they sound like a giant elephant going through the forest. It's amazing. And you're going to say goodnight, Chad?
Goodnight, Chad.
Okay. And Sherri is here. We're all going to go to bed now, so we will talk to you tomorrow. All right. Night, night. We are now heading to Dave Shealy's Skunk Ape research facility in the Everglades. This is his headquarters. He's been studying the skunk ape for many years. He's well known in the Bigfoot community, and this is going to be exciting. I'm so looking forward to meeting him. He shot an amazing video of an alleged skunk ape many years ago. It kind of put him on the map. I can't wait to just interview him and hear his story.
Looked at what jumped from the tree. One of Ma's playing tricks on me. Darkness falls and they all creep in. The shadows of the moon around your teeth. It's okay to be afraid of all the monsters in the woods. They protect you from the ones that aren't understood. No one believes me. I know the truth, but say I'm lost and need Bigfoot to show me the way.
Hi, David.
Howdy.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I've heard so much about you. I'm so excited to hear your story.
Well, thanks. Welcome to Skunk Ape Research Headquarters.
Thank you.
Come on in, take a look. I'm Dave Shealy. I'm the lead researcher here at Skunk Ape Research Headquarters in Ochopee, Florida. I first got interested in skunk apes when I was a kid. We'd heard about people seeing them, but when I was 10 years old, my brother Jack and I went out behind the property here. I live right in the Everglades, and in the distance he saw something. He said, "Hey Dave, there's a skunk ape." But I couldn't see it because the grass was so high. So he had to get behind me and pick me up where I could see out over the grass, and about 100 yards out there was an animal covered with hair, walking like a man, exactly what older people had told me as a kid was a skunk ape. So that was my first sighting, and it was really intriguing.
Were you scared when you saw it?
It started to rain about the time that we saw it, and there wasn't a whole lot of time to think. We just turned around and for whatever reason hurried back to the house. I don't know if it was the rain or we were afraid, but that's kind of what got me started. And so I've been the last 50 years doing a research study here in the Everglades, and it's went very well. In 2000, I took a video of a skunk ape crossing a marsh here in the Everglades, and at first glance you could say, oh, there might be a man in a monkey suit, but when you know the terrain and you look at the video, you have to keep in mind there's 2 foot of water on the ground, and this animal was running as fast as a deer. So to me that was some pretty compelling evidence. The difference between a skunk ape and a Bigfoot is really hard to tell at a glance, but I've got a track here, and this has been a real issue in my research because the tracks that I've found here in the Everglades over the years are these 4-toed tracks, and not the the common five-toed Bigfoot track, but the animal itself is identical to what people see out in the Pacific Northwest. A little smaller, maybe 6.5, 7 feet tall at best. This particular track is the most recent track that I cast. I casted this a week ago on the Seminole Indian Reservation here in South Florida. And I'm still waiting for word from them whether or not I can really show it around. It's been a point of contention, but over the years, I've been doing this a long time, the Bigfoot community is beginning to accept the idea that we may have a genetic offshoot of a Bigfoot down here to the Everglades, something that has adapted to the environment, possibly inbreeding, maybe diet, maybe just overall genetics of this species, but the track is a little different.
I have a question for you. When you were up on the stand,
yes,
were you there hunting? Or were you there researching?
The photographs that I took of the animal running across the grasslands, I was on the ground. I was not in a stand. In 1997, which was before that, I took 27 photographs of a skunk ape on the marsh near where I took the video. That was from a stand. I had spent 6 months perched in a tree stand, surveying the area, and you have to have these it was like a tripod that stood out in the grass and got me up about 20 feet. So I was 6 months in it. I heard something coming, splashing in the water. By then I had seen everything: panthers, bears, deer, wild pigs, raccoons. I'd seen it all, but this was different. It just sounded different. Walking like a man, splash, splash. About 150, 200 yards out, I saw it coming. This was back before video cameras and stuff like that. All I had was just a regular roll of film. I took 27 photographs. Those photographs were some of the most compelling evidence ever presented. Just unbelievable.
Since that video that you shot had come out, how many tracks have you found?
I have approximately 60 tracks in my collection that I found in my research career. Tracks aren't really that hard to find. What makes it difficult is the Everglades is covered in water. So you're not going to find tracks when the water levels are high. You have to really live here, watch the water levels, and when the swamps go dry in the dry season, that's when you want to get out, walk in the swamps, and eventually, if you walk enough, and I mean, you got to really spend some time, you will find tracks.
Have you ever been scared out there? Because you've gone out there by yourself.
I've been bitten by rattlesnakes twice. They say there's 1 million alligators in the Everglades. I say there's 2 million. I've tripped over alligators in the middle of the night that were laying in the trail. I've stepped on stingrays. The Everglades encompasses the Florida Gulf Coast on the southern tip of Florida. Sharks actually come up into the grassland where I do my research. I've been attacked by sharks twice. So to say I haven't been afraid, that just wouldn't be true. But I can tell you that I'm a very focused hunter and a very focused researcher.
As I stand here listening to Dave's stories, I find them extremely fascinating. But I still can't say for certain that the creature in his footage is or is not a skunk ape. There is a big possibility that somebody may have been hoaxing him. It is hard to say without going to the exact spot to reenact it.
And I don't go out at night to be afraid. I go out at night to document evidence. And I've had some very uneasy times out in the swamps. Never any direct contact, but loud growling, a big animal nearby, but never any physical contact.
I have flown into Florida to investigate sightings of a creature known as skunk ape. I found what possibly could be hair, and I chased an armadillo through the jungle. Damn, they're quick. It's armadillo. Armadillo. Oh my God, those things go pretty fast. Now I have finished an interview with Dave Shealy. He is the leading expert on this Floridian cryptid. Now that the interview is done, I'm excited to meet Dave's reticulated python. At almost 25 feet, this reptile could be the longest in the world.
You're not going to be able to go inside.
So basically Goldie is pretty aggressive.
It's a little cool this morning, so she's probably slowed down a little bit. And like I said, you're not going to be able to enter the cage, but for scale, I'll go in there.
Okay.
And you can come to about right here. And so this will give you a little scale. And she weighs about 300 pounds. Second largest snake in the world in captivity. She's a reticulated python. This is the only variety of snake that actually hunts and eats people. Humans are on the list of prey items. She can swallow about a 150-pound item. And this is all muscle. She looks heavy-bodied and all, and people get to thinking, well, she's heavy. No, this is muscle. She's strong. It takes 9 of us just to get her out of the cage.
So these are the longest, but the anaconda is the heaviest?
Is the heaviest. Now that's just a general rule of thumb. She is just naturally, genetically heavy bodied. So she will weigh as much as an anaconda and grow to be longer. It's just in her genetics. It's a big snake. These can grow up to 30 feet long. Live up to 30 years. So she's going to be around a while longer, and if she's not the world record now, she will be soon enough. She's very healthy. We take really good care of her.
So he's just kidding. This is an overgrown garter snake. Once out of the snake enclosure, I was interested in knowing more about David's baby alligators.
This is incredible that David has all these different kind of animals in his place. This is an amazing location he has. Look at these guys. They're so cute. They would take your finger off in a heartbeat. How do you name these guys?
No, I try not to get too personal with my alligators. I take really good care of them, and they live a good life. But I have to remember that they're a wild animal and they're dangerous. Most people that I know that have big alligators, they're missing fingers and stuff. So I just use extreme caution. Some of my alligators weigh over 1,000 pounds.
And so how did you obtain this guy?
Hatched it from an egg. I have a breeding pair, and I hatch out clutches of eggs. This one hatched out 2 years ago. I think I had 50 of them.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Well, what a fun interview that was. It was too bad we had to leave, but it didn't take us long to meet up with John Thaler, and then we headed over to Devil's Hammock one more time to retrieve the cameras we had placed on the trees, and to also look for any more evidence of these cryptids. So we're going to go into the forest behind us, and we're going to retrieve the tree cam that we put out last week. Hopefully my Kermit the Frog voice doesn't attract these Sasquatches. Or a bit where my voice is going, as you can tell. But this is going to be fun. I was excited to be back here at Devil's Hammock. There's a reason why it was named that. I just hope that our night is a good one, and I really didn't know what to expect. And then it happened. We found a new tree structure, freshly built.
Hey, you got a good camera.
Jason, hang on a sec.
To the bird nest right here.
That looks nice. And I don't know that this was here, Jason, because this is the actually found, isn't it? Oh no, that's the second. But I don't think that was there. And here's the next one.
Look at that.
Here, Jason.
Jason, it was just the
I know, the whole thing wasn't here.
This was all this was here.
It wasn't here.
We're not making. We got
See that
pictures.
little area right there?
Yeah.
That's it.
Now take more pictures, Sherri. Take a bunch of pictures of this.
See?
Here, take a picture.
Do it. Look at that.
With
Get
my
mine.
phone.
Yeah, mine's proof.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
It
that
seemed
was
like
not
they
here.
built
Jason,
onto this.
This was not here.
Okay, take it. Oh, wow, yeah, look at that. So there's so many of these that maybe we're just getting overly excited and just everything is treat fault. That is a big possibility.
This looks like it was lean there, but it could be anything. But here's another break. Look at this. And this was recently alive because it's still got the leaves there. And that's up there about 8 foot where it snapped it. And no, wind didn't do this. This used to be alive. It's got leaves on it, so you know we're dead.
But why in this one spot? What is the purpose? Maybe they're pissed off at all the hunters, because this is a very hunterous place. Proper English.
Well,
this is a very popular place to go hunting. So maybe these creatures are pissed off at all the people with guns. I'm very curious to know, Rabbit. Sorry about that. I'm very curious to know how many people have gone missing in this Devil's Hammock. I just love that name. Devil's Hammock. You wait. Tomorrow we're going to be going to Angels Falls. Okay, that didn't make sense. Okay. It sounded way more funny in my head. Going with John.
Me and you were friends first.
Oh, well, then I need my stuff.
We're only going up the road.
Yeah, I want my charger.
Come on, John, let's go.
I want my charger.
What?
So this is what pigs do?
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah. So for all you guys that are new and they don't know who John is, this is John. John is one of the producers of Searching for Sasquatch. And yeah, he's a good friend. And he really likes me because I sound like Kermit the Frog. You know, I'm just going to keep saying that. That is my joke all the way through this because I've lost my voice. And I sound like Kermit the Frog. What?
I said, thank goodness you lost your voice.
Mm-hmm. Did I say he was a good friend? Not anymore. Not anymore. We just brought him so we could, you know, feed him to the Bigfoots when they come around.
I can't run that fast.
No, and I can definitely outrun him. And if he does start to outrun me, I'll trip him. Don't tell him I'm saying that. I think he heard me.
Did you say something?
Oh, no, not at all. So now we're going to find an area where we can park the vehicles. And then it's nighttime, baby. Nighttime. Ribbit. Oh, I know, you're getting tired of that. Okay, it's funny in my head. That's all that matters. Okay, so now we're about to go into the forest. Come on, guys. Let's hurry up. I'm going to put my coat on. It's going to be chilly tonight. Hopefully we're going to see some wild boars tonight. Maybe I'll jump on the back of a 600-pound wild boar. See how far I can get. Wild boars can be extremely dangerous. But I gotta tell ya, I am an expert when it comes to riding a pig. Oh, hi. You know yourself? Do they get along?
They do, yeah.
They do? Oh, wow, this is what he is. Okay, not too close, because I don't want you to. You know, because he gets jealous of his food. Yes. Oh. You're so cute and cuddly. Yes, you. Hi, you're cute too. Okay. Hi. Rosie's adorable too. Rosie is a Great Pyrenees, right? Hi. I know, hi. You should like come towards me. Okay, here, come here. Come on. Maybe I'll try and ride you. What do you think?
No.
Oh, you're so muddy. You're so muddy. The one thing about these pigs, they love the mud, right? And this is unbelievable.
I almost got that on video.
Oh. Hey guys, let's go right into the forest here. Did you bring the floor or
I did.
Perfect. Come on, guys. No trails for us.
We're off the trail, looking for the skunk ape. It is so dense in here. Like, I don't know if you can see over my shoulder. After half an hour, Sherri and John wanted to head back to camp, leaving Chad and I alone to continue the search. I would hate to be lost in the swamps of Florida. Did you bring the walkie?
It's trying to work.
No, but if someone's trying to find us, if we get lost.
We're not going to get lost. To the left is the road.
As Chad does a howl and a few other sounds, trying to get a response back from one of these creatures. My eyes are scanning the ground. There are extremely venomous snakes here in Florida. The copperhead, the cottonmouth, the largest rattlesnake, the eastern diamondback, and America's most venomous snake, black touches yellow. You're a dead fellow. Tiny but deadly, the coral snake. Stepping on one of these will certainly give us a bad night. The scary part is, I can barely see any of the ground through the darkness.
You're going the wrong way, Jason.
What?
We're back this way.
How do you know?
Because my sense of direction.
Oh.
I'm telling you, this is really weird. Come over here and look at it. For real. Look at it from over here.
Yeah, but that could be tree fall.
Really?
Yeah.
Tree is underneath this. It's under that. These two are over it. This is on top of it. This was wedged into that. No. And this.
Oh, what?
Really, Jason? Really? So this fell down, then this fell on it, and then this got stuffed in there. No, Jason, that's not fucking tree fall.
Okay.
Okay, Jason, look at this little fork. That just fell in there. This little fork right here just f***ing fell in there. No, I'm not buying it. This is something. Look it. None of this is natural.
I don't know why I have to repeat myself over and over again, but why? Why would they make this? What is the purpose of it? But what's the purpose of making that? Oh, we're going to have some humans come by and we're going to watch them look at it. Oh, they're sitting off in the distance watching us laughing. Oh, look, stupid human. Oh, look at them stare at sticks. Oh, we have fun. Pretty much, I think that's what's happening.
This is something. This is not natural at all.
I do understand where Chad is coming from. It does seem like these tree limbs are weaved together, but it still doesn't rule out human-made.
And then look at this.
How can these creatures make this without leaving behind hair?
But this one isn't.
That one isn't.
Right? That one isn't. And this one probably is. But this one isn't. See?
And there's this one. Which is jabbed in the ground. You just look at it. It's like, it's in there a couple inches.
Suddenly, from out of nowhere, we stumbled onto something that I thought I would never see again.
So we found something interesting. It's a upside down tree. Look at this.
It was just stuffed in there. It was. Nobody dug a hole there. It was stuffed in. We can pull that out. I'm telling you, I can pull that out right now.
Yeah.
I got jabbed a bunch of times to get it to stand up there.
No. I mean, that still would be pretty heavy, but 2 people could do this. I don't know if it's this way, Chad.
In my mind, I didn't want to spend the night out in this rainforest. Out of stupidity, we weren't even prepared. We had no extra batteries for our flashlights and for my video camera, so it's just gonna go dead. Shouldn't use the word dead. I don't have any extra underwear, because I'm pretty sure that when the wild pigs comes and attacks us, I'm going to myself. And I won't be able to film it. Meanwhile, what we didn't know at the time was only a quarter mile away from us, something had triggered one of our trail cams. I don't think I even brought a second set of batteries for this flashlight. You smell that? What's that? But I heard something. I heard something. I'm not gonna lie. I was afraid of what might come charging out at me from the darkness. Hello? Mr. Skunk Ape, we just want to be your friend. Coming out, say hi. Come say hi. I'm not sure if you have ever been lost in a rainforest, but combine the darkness, wild pigs that could tear you apart and start eating you while you're still alive, will throw in the fact that there could be these monstrous creatures, these skunk apes. Well, it could be terrifying. Scary as hell. I heard something. I'm telling you, it's so easy to get lost in the forest. The jungles are worse. What? What makes you think it's this way?
My sense of direction. If I get us lost, I get us lost.
So, what's your thoughts?
We're lost. I think in the dark out here in the thick of this game management area, I think we just got circled. I think we're walking the wrong direction. And it is what it is. We might be sleeping out here tonight.
Those are the last words from us.
What's your thoughts, Jason?
Well, I'm trying to think optimistic.
The thing
And-
is, we need to hear the cars.
Yeah. And there's none. And so we don't know exactly what direction to go. And, you know, these batteries won't last forever on our flashlights. And when they die, they die. Walking around in circles. No? Okay, well, it was nice knowing everyone. Thank you for being my friend. And, you know, now someone make a documentary called Searching for Jason and Chad. We are lost in the Florida wilderness. I don't know if anybody that's watching this right now, if they've ever been lost in the forest. There is a feeling of dread that comes over you. You know, because you're wondering, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to get out of here, sit down and sleep here? And, you know, and then you have a panic attack. And then you come across some tire tracks. Haha! Got tire tracks! Woo! We found our way out. Holy crap. Look, tire tracks. Those are tire tracks.
Definitely different.
Haha! I knew we weren't lost. Oh, I thought we were lost for sure. But no, not. You know what? Don't you worry, Chad. I knew exactly where we were. So, you know, you stick with Jason Kenzie. You know, you'll never get lost. You might get lost, like, sometime in the future. It is a new kind of world down here in the Florida swamps. Skunk Ape, Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I believe that if these creatures are real, there is a very big chance that they are one and the same, minus a toe. My time here has only opened the door to questions that I need answers for. I will return and dive deeper into this lore Until then, my friends, I am on my way to a new Bigfoot hotspot. My journey continues, and I'm excited to have you with me. Let the Bigfoot adventures always continue in your heart.